All right, we're going. Whew. I know. This is our first time recording and the sun being out.
Right? Oh my gosh, it's not night.
Yeah, it's. I know they really screwed up our lighting situation just now.
Yeah, but hey, we fixed it.
Yeah. Okay. We went and saw X.
X-rated. You want to say that's what it felt
Not
like.
Quite. The way people are talking about this movie, I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting, in terms of sex, Wolf of Wall Street, and in terms of violence, friggin', like the ending to The Dead Alive.
Yeah. So like my expectation of this movie, I was not expecting going in, especially from what you told me it was a zombie flick.
That's what I thought I'd heard, and it's not.
It is definitely not. It did not feel like that at all.
No.
That is.
No, it's basically what this movie is it's about a group of young
adults.
No, they're adults. They're not young adults. They're adults making a porno. They're wanting to shoot a porno at like a farmhouse
to get their kids make bank. Make money essentially. And here you got these two elderly couples that allowed them to stay, but we don't know why. There is like, yeah, sure, because the guy, I don't know, I didn't get most of their names.
Pearl, and I thought the old man's name was Howard.
Yeah.
The creepy old woman's name Pearl.
So
I know that for sure.
Howard and Pearl allowed the group to stay at their old abandoned like side house, their hustle, to just do whatever, and it's like, yeah, sure. And what we don't know is things about to go down. Yeah,
that's when the hacking begins. They get there to shoot this porno, they get most of it done, and then suddenly the hacking begins. Because what this actually is, it is a slasher film.
Yes, very slasher.
It is a slasher film with
a lot of sexual tension. Let's just say that, sexual tension. That's
exactly what this movie is. It is very much the way they're talking about this movie, because I was hearing about things like people like walking out of it.
Really?
Like apparently having like too much, and it is gratuitous, but it's gratuitous in that horror movie way.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like it isn't.
So you expect it to come like, all right, it's a horror film. Like I expect to see gore, but what they don't tell you is the sexual tension that was going on.
And man, like this movie, like I never knew what to expect out of this movie. I really liked this movie.
Oh, I did too. Like from the first half, I was like, this is. Like, you didn't really get that horror aspect. You got, like, the thriller aspect going in. It was, like, building up for it. But, like, most of it felt, like, sexual. And the energy there was, like, very high. Yeah. Like, just because they're directing a porno.
Yeah. You get a combination. You get kind of, like, this combination of, like, that. And it's set in 1979. And that's very much the tone you get from this movie. You get that late 60s into the 70s.
Yep.
You get that George A. Romero, that, original Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes off this movie immediately.
Right. Yeah, from like just the opening alone just gave me Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes.
Right, and it's very slow building.
Yeah. But
as soon as it takes off, you don't know what to expect out of this movie, because one of the things about this movie is obviously it ends up being, spoiler, the killers obviously is the old couple.
Yeah. And
the reason for why they're killing people
is because they want to feel young.
It's basically like it's a complete that's ultimately kind of one of the two themes of this movie. One of them being sort of this resentment at getting older.
Yeah.
And the other of just the constant over-sexualization of media.
Yes. I don't know as well. It's like there was a lot of religious undertones, like mostly like Christians' beliefs, like the sinners will be paid for their crimes and their actions, and that there's divine
intervention.
Yeah.
I loved that at the very end when they started doing that. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that's edited in a very edited in a way to like coincide with it. You have like the scene of like the scene when the one girl Mia Goth is sitting at the table with the old woman, and it is and what they're doing at the table is exactly what they're doing Brittany Snow and Kid Cudi Yeah, Kid Cudi's in this movie.
Yeah. My mind was like Black Dynamite during this. Yeah. I was like, why is this?
They do have him. Yeah, they have Kid Cudi dressed like Black Dynamite in this, and what they're doing in the porno. Like where they're sitting,
it's reflecting.
It's reflecting that,
which I thought was very nice.
And then you have this final shot where she kept saying, I don't want the life that I don't deserve, and it like she says that right as like this preacher on the TV, and then you find out that he pulls that sheet.
That his daughter fell into sin, essentially.
That was her. Yeah.
Which I was like, oh wow, that's
This was a really neat movie. This movie it's very there's almost something like also another movie I can compare this to is From Dusk Till Dawn, the vampire. That movie is two different movies.
Yeah.
And one of the things they even point out that about, like, they bring up Psycho, the MacGuffin. The opening of Psycho is not actually the point of Psycho.
No, it's not.
And that's kind of how this movie is, and that's very much how Dusk Till Dawn is. Dusk Till Dawn is one of these evil it starts out as an evil hitchhiker film.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, when they get to that club, it's filled with vampires.
Yeah.
With no warning whatsoever.
It reminds me of that movie Hostel, like that came in like.
Oh yeah, Hostel.
And just like the whole thing with like, because that movie was very grotesque and
gratuitous. Yeah, very gratuitous. The whole opening scene, literally, the whole opening scene. See, that's what I was expecting more out of this movie. I was expecting more of like the opening to Hostel.
Yeah, and just like because it was like, hey, we're a group of friends. We're gonna go into this like little area
boarding house.
And for funds and see what goes on, and and then it goes all downhill for and that's why I kind of got like that vibe from like I couldn't just get together, but it came to me like now I remember it reminds me of so much Hostel. I wonder if that was like a little inspiration for this movie.
This movie is it's definitely that any of these grimy like skin flick slasher films from like the late 60s to now, starting with the B pictures of like Russ Myers all the way up to like you were saying stuff like Hostel. It's all Cabin Fever, stuff like that. It's all this movie is just the next. This is just the next in that generation. It's just the next generation is what this film
what
is.
Got me the most is like the thought process for most of the characters. Especially like the relationship tension like between the characters, like they're very open.
The old couple is this is definitely one of the strangest but most sympathetic killers I have ever seen in a movie like this.
Really?
The old woman, just the fact because you get what it is this old woman. You're constantly when they introduce her, she looks just like this senile
child,
woman. Yeah, she's not all there, and she's looking at these photographs as when she was like remembering when she's young, and you realize what this is they start picking off these kids. It's like we said earlier, this resentment at getting old, and wanting to be, and then he was like killing the one, and she's like, was that her? She's like, I don't like blondes. Like,
yeah, because like in this movie, like you can tell because like what they tell you like in like one line or so, a couple of lines. They're like, we grew up in like a time of war where the husband was out more so than not. Well, the wife, the old woman,
she never got like the appreciation for her beauty while she had it.
Yeah,
and you get that. Yeah, you definitely piece that together as you watch this film.
And like how she interacted with the female lead, like. There's just like almost on the same coin in a way. So I was like, oh man.
Yeah, and I looked it up while we were watching the movie, and then I leaned over to you and found out because there's like the scene when the one girl that she's most attracted to, Mia Goth's character, they're in bed together.
Yeah,
that's the same actress.
Yeah,
Mia Goth plays both the old woman and the final girl of this film.
We did get some laughs off during the film.
It's very funny.
It's
funny. Very funny.
Like you'd be like, why you think it's funny? It's like some scenes in the movies it's like hilarious. It's like, or just out of context. You're just like, okay, sure. We got a few like little giggles and laughs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's really funny, and it's It will not disappoint. If you go into this movie wanting, you will not be disappointed. This movie's a lot.
Yeah.
It is not. I don't think it deserves. I don't think it's this. Because like I thought I was reading something that was saying like there were critics and other audience members walking out of this film. This film's a lot.
Tamer.
It's not. No, this movie is a hard R. It's not like it's not anything like NC-17. Like I said, Wolf of Wall Street. Like this movie, okay, even like when they're shooting actual sex scenes in this, it's all like above the waist.
Yeah.
Okay, Wolf of Wall Street literally had Leo DiCaprio and Margot Robbie fucking on a pile of money. Completely new. Like, this movie is not that.
Like, there's one disturbing scene, like, that got me. We were like, oh, we didn't sign up for this part.
Yeah.
But,
the old people.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Can I just take it back?
Yeah. And the best part of that is, like, you think that you find out that the girl that Mia Goth didn't leave the room. She's actually, she didn't go out the window. She's hiding under the bed. And I'd be like, oh God, old people sex. Please kill me now.
Yeah, I was like, can I just grab this shotgun y'all lay right here and just shoot myself? Please.
Kill me now.
I don't want to be here no more.
It reminded me of that line from The Simpsons where Jamatol, where it's like old like fake Viagra. It says, you want to go fishing, Grandpa? No, Billy, because your grandmother and I are gonna go in the back room and have old people sex.
No,
thank you, Jamatol.
It reminds me of like. It's like that one episode of Family Feud. It's like Steve Harvey asks, like, what's one thing I really don't want to see come into a house? And someone just say your grandma.
Naked what?
And that's my whole process during that whole scene. I was like, naked grandma. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This movie's a lot. This movie's a great time.
It is a good time.
It's not like it does get a little slow, and there is some very like a little bit of predictable scares. Like I'm kind of like you are kind of expecting things like if there's like a shot of like an open space.
Yeah.
You know it's coming, but like
a long shot.
Yeah.
You can tell something's about to happen.
Yeah. It does cue that in, but this is a great time. Like I give like this.
Should we talk about like how each of the characters die, like except for like the main lead?
We can leave that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we can leave that. Yeah, it's just there's a this.
I would say my favorite is still when the blonde slapped the grandma.
Oh my God, the stuff with the gator. Oh my God, yeah.
That was my favorite one.
That was the scariest part of this, even before you realize that this is like a slasher film with like killer old people. Like, oh, that scene with the gator at the beginning.
That got me. I was like, are we already starting this off? I was like, are we really starting this off with like a gator kill?
I know. That's what I'm like. Because I do not like I do not like alligators
really
at all. Like that is actually one of the top, like probably my top animal I'm afraid of. I don't like water. In like when I've been to Florida and Alabama and stuff like that, I do not go near the water.
I can understand, like, because of that just like, oh, no, what? I don't want to go in the water no more.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I like this a lot. I'd give this a 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rank it, out of all the movies I've seen this year, I'd rank it just above Scream.
Yes. Really? Over Scream?
I would put this a little bit above Scream. I think you liked Scream a lot more than I did. I liked Scream. I would probably put this a little bit over Scream. Just because this one had the gore factor to it which Scream had, but I felt like this one definitely up that a little bit.
They did make some of the scenes really quick with like don't make you like watch for like a very long time, except for like the first off scene.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like gave me also Joker vibes how she started dancing. Like I was the only one who got that vibe. Like
Joker. Yeah, you're right. I did see that now. But yeah. Just because, and this one had a lot more of a surprise factor than Scream did, so I would put this one a little bit above that. I'd put both of them a hell of a lot higher than Netflix's Texas Chainsaw remake.
We don't talk about that.
I
watched that, and I want Leatherface to have a good movie, but like it was so bad.
That is I've only seen maybe 10 new releases this year. That one is already probably carved out of space in my top 10 worst for next year.
But that's
how bad.
The thing is, the movie has so many development issues going on through it, and the script changes for it. So it was just already a mess to begin with. So they were like, we already have this film. Let's just put it out
This is
there.
dumb. Like, I was sitting there and, like, you're realizing this whole premise of, like, why these kids are out here. I'm like, this is dumb. This doesn't make...
Yes.
This does not sound like a real reason people go out to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
This does not sound real.
And to bring back, like, the old, like, female lead. But they were just trying to do a Halloween.
That's exactly... The minute they started bringing in Sally, which isn't even the real Sally because she died, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The minute that, like, they started doing that, I'm like, they are definitely trying to do, like,
Exactly.
Halloween 2018. And not nowhere as well. Yeah.
So, yeah. That's the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but I like this movie. This is a really good movie.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the previews. So we had...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let me check mine.
We only had 3 of them, I think.
Yeah, it was only 3.
The first one was Hatching.
Which, I don't know, it was interesting. It gave me, like...
Okay.
I want to say...
It's IFC making it. And... It looks like it'll be like this year's Lamb, kind of like what Lamb was last year. The movie that, if you don't remember what that one was, that was the one about, it was the Scandinavian horror film from A24, where the sheep gives birth to a half human, half sheep, and they raise it as their own. I watched that movie really hoping like for something really good, and I was honestly really disappointed with that film because it was all concept and no payoff.
Yeah.
It was Did you watch it?
No, I haven't.
You might like it more than me. I just didn't care for... Like, I see what people kind of liked in it.
I was like, just watching this, I was...
Yeah.
It was like, basically the plot is...
Hatching is like, this movie Hatching reminds me a lot of that. But instead of a sheep giving birth to a half-human...
It's a crow raven.
This little girl goes and raises a crow egg, and it eventually grows and grows and grows, and then I guess it grows into her.
Yeah, like, have mutated alien bird, I guess. But, like, that's all we got. Then the next one I'm really interested in is the Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yes.
Nicolas Cage. I love him.
I am so ready for this movie. Okay, and what I liked about this trailer is this trailer told me a lot more of what the movie's about than what the one I've seen. Me and Adam got one when we went and saw Cyrano a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting. Like, you could tell from that one, okay, it's Nicolas Cage playing himself in a Nicolas Cage movie. Yeah. In a real-life situation that turns into that. You get it way more out of this, because what you find out is Nicolas Cage has been asked to this rich guy who's, like, a fan of his. But it's not just that. It's also the fact in this one you find out he's basically working, that he gets hired by the government to take this guy down who's like an international criminal. Almost like The Interview.
Yeah. So it was really hilarious.
Rogen?
He was like, I don't want to kill you. Neither do I. They're like best friends.
Yeah. Right.
So he's like, we're going to just kill each other. We're just going to escape from our lives.
It's like if you took The Interview and mixed it with JCVD, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where he just plays himself.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? And I just love Nicolas Cage because he embraces himself as the meme.
I was talking about that when I did, because I was talking about that when I did my video on like my Oscar picks a few weeks ago. I talked about how like Cage, you know, he should have been nominated for Pig this year. And also the fact that he, over the last few years, has just embraced this meme icon status. Ever since Mandy came out, he has just embraced this meme status of making these, of knowing he's made some shitty Z-grade movies, but still love it doing what he's doing, you know, and making some real gems along the way. Mandy, and now this, which looks awesome.
And the thing is, Willy Wonderland, like...
Oh, yeah, that was another one that was crazy.
Like, he was just quiet throughout the film, but it's still Nicolas Cage acting like Nicolas Cage. You're just like, okay, sure, we'll let it happen, like... Yeah. And then the last one's Everything Ever All at Once.
That one comes out next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Nicole if she wants to go see that.
They're doing the multiverse.
Yeah, it's Doctor Strange in the multiverse for the indie crowd. That's what it is.
Should we tell them about how we like debated on watching Morbius? We don't think.
Oh yeah, we didn't go see Morbius. I'm like, I asked you if you wanted to go see Morbius.
No. That's a straight no. Like, I'm a Marvel fan and Spider-Man like nerd, and I saw what they were doing Morbius, and I was like, no, it just doesn't work. So
no, yeah. Oh, but yeah, on the because Doctor Strange is coming out. So it's like in the multiverse concept made by the guys who did Swiss Army Man. That's Everyone, Everything, All at Once. Everyone. I keep forgetting how it's called. Everyone, Everywhere, All at Once. Okay, yeah.
It's really confusing. I think you could say either way, like everything.
Everything. I think it is everything.
Yeah, everything, everywhere, all at once.
Okay. Yeah. We'll probably do that. Me and Nicole, and if you want to come too, you can come to that too. That'll probably be next Tuesday. That was everything.
That was Ready X. I'm calling it Ready X.
Not quite, but yeah, sure. Yeah, we can call it that. All right. Next week probably. Also, Sonic the Hedgehog is this weekend.
Yes, I'm watching it this Friday with my brother.
I'm probably going to. If I do a video on that, it'll be one of my my edited videos. Yeah, written.
Yeah.
My scripted one. So yeah.
Can't wait to watch that, y'all.
Yeah, I know.
Sonic nerd. So
yeah. All right. So yep. Bye.
Bye.